Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, the place where we make fun of the morons we see out here on the road, a bit like this idiot who thinks that one-way systems are totally optional and who is too intelligent what a bucket of ice cold water is to two mating dogs. Or maybe this mug in a black Merc with a black windows who changes lanes like a blinkered horse changes direction. Watching some of these Fruit Loops drive on the motorway is like watching a pigeon play Sudoku. Or what about this next muppet who obviously flushed his fully redundant brain down the toilet this morning as he just nearly takes out them people on the zebra? If ever he phones up for an insurance quote, they don't give him a price, they just tell him to go to church and light a candle. Or maybe even this sap who you're about to see, and trust me, they're a real piece of work, this one. And as you can see, there's a side road there, cars pulling out, pretty standard procedure. If it's clear, pull out. If it's not, just pull out anyway. Unbelievable. I bet that twat needs Google Maps just to run on a treadmill. This from Liam, and nothing unusual to see here, just another wet firework in a BMW. Just goes for a red light because they don't really apply to him, do they? I mean, even the Tossler on the right stopped. On board with Steve F here, and he's just pulling out nice and easy to overtake the post office truck, but matey in the white van weren't looking or paying attention by all accounts. Silly little things like that can lead to such bad pile-ups on the motorway. Be careful out there. This from Mark, and he's just stopping at this pedestrian crossing to let the pedestrian go across. Now, everybody knows what the zigzag lines are for on the approach to a crossing, do they? No overtaking in that area, and you can't stop in there either. But there are exceptions to that rule. If you came out feet first, or the midwife was a bit overzealous with the old forceps and put a bit much pressure on your head, then understandably you're going to drive like a right Joe Blunt and basically do as you like, really. Here we go, you're going to like this. This is one of those accidents where you look at it and you think, how the hell could nobody avoid this accident? There's the Audi, flat out as usual. Look how far ahead he starts braking though, yeah? Anybody could avoid that. Anybody, unless you got your eyes shut, counting to 10, getting ready to play hide and seek. Ready or not, here I come, gonna smash your car up, 'cause I'm dumb. Here we are on board with Rob B. Notice very wet, safe driving conditions. Yes, so safe that the dimwit in the black Range Rover just pulled straight across. If intelligence was currency, that idiot's on first name terms with the bailiffs. This from Colin M on the motorway in his 44-ton truck. First car goes past. I mean, he's doing nothing wrong. Look, he's keeping a nice safe distance. You see the other idiot in the red car behind him. Look, he ain't got a clue what stopping distance means. But hang on, we're waiting for the star of the show, the BMW 1 Series driver who just skims across the front of Colin's truck, leaving a gap between him and Colin's truck that's closer than the gap between the Nat's butt cheeks. This from Plymouth Pete, and you ever wondered how to get round traffic queues and just jump past everyone? We just drive down the pavement like some sort of backwoods simpleton, didn't you? It's obvious, I would have thought. Here we are on board with Ed, just going down this two-way road, filtering down the outside of the traffic queue here, and this cretin in a little white car thinks he's going to do exactly the same as Ed. And why is his car moving the same way as a dog moves when he's trying to dry hump a cushion or a visitor's leg? What a twat. Oh yes, this is more like it, from London to quintessential England there. Pastures are green, cottages, hedgerows, and Farmer Joe Blunt in his John Deere and his trailer on the wrong side of the road. Crash, bang, wallop. Got this clip from Mark, and as you can see, he's about to negotiate this roundabout. Not a big problem, we do it all day as drivers. Now you'll notice that the blue Fiat in front is indicating that he's going to leave at the next exit. But no, I take that back. What they're indicating is that they're the sort of person who'd stick a fork into a live working toaster to make sure it's hot enough before they use it, as they stop midway round a roundabout to let their kid out. As a species, we are cattle trucked. Here we are on board with Bear, just coming down to this roundabout. The Polo's in the right-hand lane, indicating right, and then all of a sudden just moves to the left. Totally oblivious of everything around him. That knobhead's got the mental stability of a jelly in a food blender. Have a look at this right numpty. The police have stopped them, yeah? No surprise why. Look at the way he drives. Just pulls into the path of this oncoming HGV. Totally oblivious he's there. And then pulls into lane 2, totally oblivious of that white car. And this is how he's driving after getting a lecture off the police. We got no hope. I bet Captain Clueless there's still confused about why his mum always used to tell him that the electric toaster was a machine that makes bubbles in the bath. Look at this doofus in the white car. Well, what's that give way sign mean? Oh no, it means you pull straight out in front of the bus. That's exactly what it means. Seriously, how'd you miss a give way sign, the markings on the road, and a big bus coming from the right? Unbelievable. Now, if any of you still ain't got a dash cam and you want one, here's your chance. Go down in the description down below, click on the link, use promo code RM15 at the checkout, save yourself 15% and get yourself a Road Angel dash cam. This from Carl B, and as you can see, he's negotiating this roundabout or intersection, whatever you want to call it. Now, you just know that when there's multiple lanes like this and multiple exits, some smooth brain knob is going to mess up and do something stupid. And today is absolutely no exception to that rule, as this idiot performs a typical arrogant butt munch move of just cutting in front of people to get where he needs to go. That's the sort of donut that takes flippers and a snorkel to a desert hike. Anyway, part 1 of this week's edition of White BMW Bellends is brought to you from Matt C. Okay, so we're on the A500 and there's first of the Bellends in front. And I know what you're thinking, yeah, but that's a white Golf with black windows. It doesn't matter. Here's the main player coming right along now. He's trying to undertake. He's doing his best, but he's had to yield. He's had to tuck in behind that Arctic. Matt weren't having none of it. But don't you worry, we ain't seen the last of him here. Here comes Billy Blunder flying up the inside as per usual, trying to make a third lane where there is no third lane. This is the A500, not NASCAR 500, but Billy Blunder just can't get it through his fixed goal. There is nowhere to overtake. I bet he struggled with trying to put square pegs into round holes all them years ago, and he probably still does. Yeah, it's quite sad, really. You can imagine that half-wit when he's close to death and he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. All he's got to do is make it there. Yeah, he won't. He'll get lost. And now part 2 of White BMW Bellends, which is brought to you courtesy of Rob B. And here comes the dunce now, driving at his default speed of shitloads faster than everybody else, followed by the massive helmet manoeuvre of going from lane 2 to the slip road in 1. And finally part 3, brought to you by Dave. People like this one who's just about to sail through the red light and the other two Herberts are the reason that self-checkout machines say, please take your shopping. Here we go, in the supermarket car park. Keep your eye on this window licker in the white car there on the right, yeah? Here they go, reversing up nice and easy. Yeah, about as easy as a wrecking ball through the side of a condemned building. That idiot there is to intelligence what Chuck Norris's chest there is to a Bic razor. Guys, if you like what you've seen so far, can you please hit that little like and subscribe button down below, because it really helps me grow the channel if you ain't done it already. Thank you. Right, let's have a look at some two-wheel morons. Okay, first out the gate, we got this from Dave B. Space Cadet on the motorbike, overtaking on the zigzag, doesn't stop at the zebra and takes out the pedestrians. But hang on a minute, though, there's more. Okay, so we know the sap on the bike's not the full ticket, but watch the guy in the white trainers. He literally just stumbles over his mate's leg and he doesn't even fall. Look, literally puts his arms out in front of him, stops him, like he just sat down to have a rest. And then in true Premier League fashion, he's rolling around on his back, waving his little arms in the air to say, what? Do something, do something. Now, at this point, all he's got to do is sit up and stand up. But no, what's he do? In true FA Cup final fashion, rolls over onto his stomach to exaggerate the fact even more. If Didier Drogba or Ashley Young's watching this, they're just nodding in approval at this very moment, let me tell you. This is it. This is the piece de resistance. Look, mustering every ounce of energy just to get himself onto all fours. Look, poor soul. Oh, my goodness. I bet the accident claim form we filled out read like the Spanish Inquisition. Oh, sorry, guys. The clip ends there. And here we got another two-wheel armpit sniffer from Man of Bromley. Watch what this total reprobate does. Look. Traffic lights red, green man's up, people going across, and he just rides straight through. If brains made electricity, his couldn't power a Barbie doll's butt plug. On board with Ali G, and don't do what this guy's crossing doing, walk round with your phone in your hand, you'll get it nicked. Now, as you can see, Ali's just waiting for a gap to pull out. He's got his gap, but he can't go because a low IQ idiot on that bike, who rides as safely as a leaf blower works silently, just cuts across the front of him. Why would you do that? Zero hazard awareness, some people. Right, here we go. This is from Edis, and you'll find him on @Edis1975 on X. This cyclist filming has stopped at the red light. This one hasn't. Mounts to pavement and his face mounts into the fence. Don't ride through red lights. Don't ride on the pavement and you won't end up looking like a right knucklehead. Now, all bikers need to be careful in these conditions because you never know when you're going to find a hole like this unlucky soul. Matey on the other bike's like, yeah, that's why I let you go in front, you mug. Cannon fodder. I think it's fair to say that he's had better days, that bloke. Okay, here we go. As you can see, the red car's pulling out. Cyclist comes along and just hits the lamppost. Let's have another look. Okay, so the car pulls out. Cyclist swerves to avoid the car, but unfortunately doesn't swerve to avoid the lamppost and strikes it with his shoulder. Top of the lamppost comes off, so it's lights out all round. Here we go, another one riding on the footpath and pays the price. Don't worry, if it's nice, we play it twice. Here he comes. 1 second he's giving it the big un. Next minute his face is in the bin as he just takes out the bin with his head. Absolutely spectacular. Well, that's it for this one, everybody. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I put a playlist up there on the right if you want to go and watch some more videos. Thanks to everyone who sent in clips. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.